Shalom. Call William Law Yahweh Bahashum Yahweh Shai Bahashum Rahakodash Rakatha Yahweh Rakatha Yahweh Shai Bakatha Hakodash Bahashum Yahweh Shai Bahashum Rahakodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders and the Akim and Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video entitled Judgment to the Wicked, Mercy to Israel. Right now, the Israelites were suffering in captivity, suffering underneath the heathen nations, and only a remnant will be saved. So contrary to what all of these false religions have taught, society, and throughout the four corners of the earth, these last, 500 years? Or since the beginning, since Nimrod until now. These heathen nations, they're Satanists, they follow Satan. And they all worship the ancient Babylonian religion of Nimrod and Semiramis, which is Nimrod Baal, Semiramis is the queen of heaven, or the quote unquote the fertility goddess. Basically be as sexually lewd as you want to be, Nimrod's Baal, the false sun god, and Semiramis is the false moon goddess, the queen of heaven, quote unquote, and Tammuz, as well. All of these heathen nations, religions, all go back to those false deities. Like the Pope. The Pope, he wears that fish hat, right? That's not biblical. Why does he? Because it says, the scriptures say that he that prophesied with his head covered dishonoreth his head, and that hat is representation of the fish god, false fish god hat. The false fish god, I believe, goes back to Dagon. Goes back to Dagon, which goes back to Nimrod. So, all of these false vain religions, and we know all these religions spawn from Roman Catholicism. And it all goes back to Nimrod, Baal. So, these are all, everyone that follow that, they're the wicked. And there's wicked men of Israel, the 2/3 of the Israelites. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. I was going to get that, but it's okay. Just went ahead, quickly touched on that. But, so we'll start here at 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled. And we know America is a nation of connected cities, and states. And we know that this country, America, aka Babylon the Great, is the most proud and the most arrogant, wicked, sinful nation on planet Earth. That's why it's called Babylon the Great, referenced in the scriptures by the Most High Power Yahweh. So, the trouble is coming, and one of those troubles is going to be the Israelites going through Jacob's trouble in these last apocalyptic days. It says, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, because men will be destroyed, for their pride and their wickedness and their arrogance. Everyone has a doctrine and a philosophy that they want to live by, and when you come, thus saith the Lord, they get angry and they get emotional, right? And get very proud and sinful with their tongue. And even in instances and cases, get physical and violent. So the Most High not dealing with this spirit of wickedness and pride and arrogance, and false doctrines. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and that's what's coming soon. We'll keep reading. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Another name for tribulation is trouble, for the great trouble, Jacob's trouble. And the lack of bread, meaning what? Food insecurity, and it's just going to be an outright dearth in the land, meaning no food, because it's going to be very limited resources of food, because everything is it's those apocalyptic times. That's one of my favorite movies. Maybe the favorite movie I like to watch is the Book of Eli. gets you in the mindset and spirit of what's going to be happening, how it's going to be, you know. And that lets you know right there that the Bible is real. You know, we already know in the spirit that it's real, but it shows you that everything comes back to the Holy Scriptures, because the villain of the movie, The Book of Eli, he was doing what? Searching far and wide, trying to. He had his goons always traveling to go to different towns to gather every book that they can find. And the book that he was trying to find was what? The Bible, because he knew that with that Bible he could control the people's minds. But Esau, he wants the Bible he wants it for evil, like Roman Catholicism on down. He want to use the Bible to control people for his own wicked gain, right? But we read the Holy Scriptures as it is, not for any ulterior motives for our own belly. So let's see. Now we'll go to Isaiah 2 and verse 12. There it is. A day of reckoning coming. That's the title that Esau here. You know, because you know we have these so-called biblical scholars. You know, they can verify information that's evidence. You know, that's easily to be. They study archaeology and geographical regions, and they verify the events of the Bible through searching it out, you know. And they can see the plain things, but the spirit that the Holy Spirit the Most High gives to His men, and the hopeful elect, they can see it, you know. They can see the spiritual things, you know, the hidden things, the hidden manna of the Scriptures. But it's plain that a day of reckoning is coming, you know. So verse 12. For the day of the Lord Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai of hosts, shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. So that's why the Most High is that's why you see the judgments going out, the early phases, because everyone is proud and lifted up in their spirit. Everyone thinks that they're something when they're nothing. You know, because we're from the dust and shall return to it. Our spirits go back to the Father's spirits after we live in this body. You know, we didn't do anything to come into this realm. The Most High blessed us with everything that we have. And everyone gets proud, and the Most High going to bring all the wicked down low. So from there we'll go to Amos. Chapter 9 and verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. And who was the Most High hand? Who's on the right hand side of the Most High? His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And how do they dig into hell? Hell meaning the ground. Those doomsday bunkers that they've created. Like I think Cheyenne Mountain over there in Colorado, and a whole bunch of other underground bunkers to try to escape the thermonuclear missiles and the judgment from the Most High. Though they dig into they create these doomsday bunkers to try to hide, the Most High is going to go in there and get them with His hand, Yahweh Shai, and the hunters that are now fishers, the hopeful elect, the 144,000. Government that would be bodies that would be changed to be able to go into those dungeons and tunnels and get those leaders out. They're going to go head first into captivity. They're the first fruits of captivity of the heathen, those that's ruling right now, the chief of the shadow government. Salakia, give me one moment. Okay, Salakia. So where was I at here? So it says they dig into hell. That's the doomsday bunkers. The Most High is going to, when He returns, when the Most High sends Yahweh to return His right arm, is going to pluck up the wicked elite leaders, and then they're going to be the first fruits of captivity of the Israelites. You know, they're going to be our servants and handmaids, the women as well. So it says, though they climb up to heaven, how is that? Space station, satellites, You know, they sell how that Space Force that Trump wickedly tried to talk about creating that branch and division. Why they need a Space Force? Because they want to always war and fight with everything, and they know that the Messiah is going to return. And when he returns, it's going to be mass judgment. And it won't be a contest. Yahushua going to wipe them out clean without breaking a sweat. And so now we'll go to Isaiah 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven? And heaven is a state of rulership. Right now, the so-called white man is in heaven because, you know, that white supremacy and entitlement and privilege he's given to his citizens, to his brethren, that the average, you know, commoner, average citizen that inhabit their colonies, right? That they've colonized throughout the four corners of the earth. So they're going to fall from heaven because they're going to be destroyed. You know, Most High bringing them down. O Lucifer, son of the morning. See, because that's the left-hand side, so-called wisdom that the so-called white man tries to claim that he has. So Lucifer right there, it means Lucifer, a light bearer, shining one, morning star, Lucifer. So that's what Lucifer means. The so-called white man is Lucifer. He's because the Illuminati means the illuminated ones, like the enlightened ones, right? That's who's ruling the earth right now. The shadow government. You know, the bankers, the ones that own the currency, the dollar, the petrodollar, the Federal Reserve Bank, right? So let's see. O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And how did he do that? Through war, and then also through false philosophies. You know, that's that wine of Babylon the Great that has caused nations to be drunken. And now that they're awakening out of this illusion and these lies, they are starting to be angry now. And so, verse 13, let's see. Yeah, verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. As we just read in, what was that, Amos? Or what was that? Yeah, in Amos, I think. Yeah, they ascend into the heaven, right? So they ascend to heaven with the space station and the satellites, the Space Force. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua. So the stars, we read who the stars are in Revelation chapter 12. The woman with the crown of 12 stars goes into the 12 tribes of Israel. So he said his nest, he exalts his throne. The so-called white man exalts his throne over the stars of heaven, of the stars of Yahweh. The apple of his eye, the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation, and that mount going into, Mount Zion, Israel, of the congregation, and that congregation, the only congregation the scripture's referencing is the congregation of the Israelites in the sides of the north. And chiefly in North America, over here on this side, Esau we're the most highly concentrated in captivity over here in the Western Hemisphere under Esau Edom. Let's see, from there, verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's the blasphemy and profanity of Esau and his wickedness. It's a blasphemous, profane evildoer. And so, verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So it's the same thing was said in Amos chapter 9, that though he dig into hell and go into to the stars, to the heavens, the Most High is going to bring them down. It's the same thing. So this is how he's talking about Esau Edom. No other nation is doing that but the so-called white man, and all the other nations are following after the wine of fornication of the serpent. So-called Edomites. The so-called white race, the Edomites. Okay, so from there, okay, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. So now that he's being exposed, that man of sin is being revealed. The other nations are realizing who the low-life scoundrel, peasant, evildoer, and wicked of the earth is. And they looking at him with an angry face, with putting a scope on him and marking him, and really seeing that this man is the devil. Salakia. So it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee. So thinking about his wickedness and that he's actually the devil, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So that's through the thermonuclear, through that atomic bomb he dropped on, Hiroshima, on Japan, and Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and that World War II, right? And then all the nations since then has learned thermonuclear missile technology as well now, and Esau has perfected it. The atomic bomb was the beginning. It wasn't as devastating as the ones he has crafted now, that the Most High gave him the technology and ability to do so. I believe that's what Isaiah 54 and 16. Let's see. Obadiah. And this is how you get here a little and there a little, precept upon precept, to get the proper understanding, because there's puzzle pieces in the scriptures to be able to be spiritually discerned, to put the pieces together from different books and chapters, put them together, and it's a full linear, straight line understanding. So right here, Obadiah 1 and 1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus said the Most High Power Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh concerning Edom, so-called white race. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. So the Most High stirred the king, the heart. Let me see how the scripture goes. The heart of the king is in the Most High power of Yahweh's hand, and he stirred it, as he see, roughly paraphrasing it, and the Most High stirs the king's hearts. So everything that's happening, the Most High is stirring up all the kings of the earth, all heathen nations, for the World War III. Verse 2, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And that's in Isaiah 14, how the nations are going to narrowly look upon them, and they're despising them now. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And that's that, what? They dig in the hell, doomsday bunkers. They dwellest in the clefts of the rock, and they come from Petra. When you Google the word Petra, and then click on the images, and the same architecture that's for the White House and the structures over there in DC, Washington D.C. is modern day Rome, and that their ancient landmass. That's just another way of archaeology. The same way that they built then, they built back then, they build now, and they expose themselves right in that way as well. And that's how Esau things are searched out, as spoken of in verse 6 right here. But continuing on in verse 3, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. So that habitation goes into those satellites in the space station, right? Space organization, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And he said that he's going to be like the Most High, right? That's that vain, wicked, filthy, blasphemous pride he has. No one has pride like the so-called white man. Esau, Edom. Let's see. Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and the eagle is the chief bird in the sky. It flies above all the other birds, and they're the most proud. That eagle is the most proud bird. It's a very proud bird, and that's a great representation of Esau, Edom, amongst the human species. But he's not human, because hue means color, and he doesn't have color. He doesn't have melanin. What gives you your color is your melanin, and we know that he lacks that. That's that mark upon Cain. The Most High stripped him of his melanin, of his hue. So though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. that thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai. So when he went to the moon, so-called went to the moon and planted that flag and said, one step for man and one giant leap for mankind, something like that. Back in like the 60s, Most I said he set his nest. That's him setting his nest among the stars. And Most I say, thence will I bring thee down. So that's because ever since the 60s, this nation has been declining. With shortly after that, the hippie movement, the drugs. They say make peace not war, or make love, make peace not war, something like that. That whole hippie movement with the marijuana and everything and drugs, and then in the 70s, 80s, the crack cocaine epidemic, and all the way down now to the the integration, the feminist movement and thug culture, and everything has been degenerating more and more since that time at every level. And then the opioid crisis that the so-called white man suffers, and the methamphetamine, the meth heads, so-called white people, they go through that. That's a plague that specifically plagues them, because you never hear about so-called Black Latino Native Americans strung out on meth. That's a Edomite thing, so-called white thing. So Most High is bringing them down, and they're dying faster than they're being born. So their birth rate of their nation, babies being born in their nation, is lower than is lower than their death rate. So they're dying faster than they're being born. That's the Most High bringing them down. All of these are plagues from the Most High. Let's see, where else we at? Okay. He set his stars. He set his nest among the stars, and then that's when the Most High is going to bring them down. And they'll say the Most High power of Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai. And now reading back to, and that's the judgment of the wicked. And everyone join hand in hand with them. The wicked will not go unpunished, and anyone that's going to save them, being hand joined in hand, they will have to go down as well, because you can't save a criminal. Then they make you guilty by association, as they even say in this society, right? Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So the Most High is going to have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, Judah and Ephraim and Israel, the southern and northern kingdom, and set them in their own land. Meaning we're going to get in that salvation, going to get set back in the Holy Land over in Jerusalem, and what is known as Palestine today, Samaria, the northern kingdom. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Because captivity is coming in a major way again, and the Israelites will have heathen slaves to rebuild the land and to serve us for eternity. The heathen will serve the Israelites, will be under the rulership of the Most High power Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and they'll be under the nation of Israel, following our ways. After they serve their captivity and be punished. Except for Esau, he'd be done away with. Esau will be done away with after they serve their captivity. Spoken of in Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. See, they're going to get their slave quarters. They're going to be taken to their slave quarters where they serve the Israelites. Let's see. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai, for servants and handmaid. You see, when you possess something, that's your property. These heathen will going to be our property, our servants and our slaves. So they're going to be in their slave quarters, serving day and night, serving for a good while. As the Most High said in Revelation 18, rewarded to her double. Rewarded to her double. We served 500 years of captivity. They got to serve 1,000 years. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And who oppresses us? The so-called white man, the rich man. The rich man and poor man parable. The rich man is the so-called white race, and the poor man is the Israelites. And the dogs licking our wounds are the heathen that are living deliciously off of our wounds, our sores, our afflictions of slavery, the results of slavery, and how we're destroyed and afflicted on every side right now. So then it's got to come back upon them, because that's righteous balance. And we know that the Most High say a false balance is an abomination. So anyone that wants to save the so-called white man and the heathens, they have that they're an abomination. Their understanding is abominable unto the Most High, because it's not balanced. Can't have Stockholm syndrome when you love your oppressor. That's a mental disorder. Let's see. Jeremiah 23 and verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will drive them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So only the remnant will receive that mercy from the Most High. And we will all, slavery has really done a number on our people, and we all have had that spiritual and mental disorder of Christianity that played our mind. In the waters, the everlasting waters of Yahweh, through His only begotten Son Yahushua, in the name of Yahushua, has cleansed us from that mental disorder and spiritual disorder of thinking that we should be trying to save the heathen and the so-called white man that hate us and have destroyed us. So just immerse yourselves in these waters to cleanse yourself from that mental disorder of trying to save your oppressor. No other the heathen nations don't try to save the Israelites, right? So-called Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. They only want to have us destroyed. They hate us. They despise us. It's a good slave that want to continuously love the heathen that they know hate them. And they do their best to try to have them love them and like them. But then they have zero, but they hate their own brother though. They don't have that same energy towards their own brother. That's a hypocrite and a crab. So it says, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds. The 1/3 awakening, the remnant of the Israelites, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So the Most High said from the beginning, what? Be fruitful and multiply. So it's going to happen again in the kingdom of heaven, replenishing the nation through the remnant, and the 2/3 is going to come back into the kingdom of heaven after they suffer this judgment here, those missiles and everything. After they suffer that horrible judgment, then they'll come through the loins of the elect men of Israel, the 1/3 elect men of Israel that will be saved on this side, blessed with that salvation in the name of Yahushua. Romans 9 and verse 27. Isaiah also cried. See, Isaiah means, that's a Greek translation, but bad translation of Isaiah. So when you get it, Isaiah means that's referencing the prophet Isaiah, the beloved prophet Isaiah. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, because we can't be numbered, we're so many. A remnant shall be saved. So only a remnant is going to be saved. You see, only the 1/3. That's it. Only a remnant is going to be saved. That's that mercy unto Israel, which is going to be chiefly, ultimately at the end of the day, it's all Israel that will be blessed with that mercy, but they will not receive. But 2/3 won't receive that mercy from that judgment. That horrible judgment that's about to occur, based upon the prophecies. Isaiah 10 and verse 20. See, a remnant will return. This is Isaiah. This is prophecy. Anyone that says the Old Testament is done away with, they have a foolish, ignorant understanding of the scriptures. Then the Most High not dealing with that spirit, not dealing with them, because they don't have the Holy Spirit to understand that there's a lot of prophecy that still has not come to pass, written all throughout the Old Testament. So the whole volume of the book is what we read, and we're following the Messiah, as he said in what Hebrews 10:7 and Psalm 40:7, that he come in the volume of the whole book. It is written of him. The volume means the entirety of the Bible, Old and New. And the New Testament was not written, when he was walking on the earth 2,000 years ago. The New Testament was not completed, and it was completed in around 95 AD. And the Messiah, he was walking the earth, about 50, 60 years before then. So he was coming in the whole volume of the New Testament. He was the living New Testament, as everything was being written out in the Acts of the Apostles and everything, right? And then the revelation that John, the Revelator, received. And then, also he came in the whole volume of everything written from Moses into the prophets of the Old Testament. So it was alive and well. Isaiah 10:20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, meaning the salvation. What was that? In Revelation 11, the remnant were affrighted, meaning what they were. It was a terrifying thing that the missiles coming, but they got saved with that salvation. Scarcely shall the righteous be saved. Only 1/3, the remnant. And such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, meaning in Babylon the Great, the so-called white man, and throughout the four corners of the earth, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, the Holy One of Yasharallah, of Israel. Yasharallah is Israel in the Hebrew, in truth. 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power of Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, the 1/3 elect. Verse 22, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, we just read that in Romans chapter 9, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. So this proves to you that only the Israelites, the New Testament references the Old Testament all the time, but people that have eyes to see and ears to hear will be able to hear it and see it. Like Yahweh Shai told the disciples in Matthew 13, it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. But unto the 2/3 and the heathen, of course the heathen as well, they're not given to receive it. The spiritual things, the spiritual manna, the hidden manna, the dark understanding, the understanding that's hidden, unto the masses. Revelations 21 and verse, see that title said right there, New Jerusalem, in verse 12. Verse 11, having the glory of Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the 12 gates 12 angels, guarding the gates, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And it goes into the, in verse 13, on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And that's 4 times 3, it's 12, the 12 tribes of Israel. No heathen names is written in the kingdom of heaven. No heathen nations' names are written on the gates of the kingdom of heaven, only the children of Israel. So anyone that can't understand that just don't want to understand the Holy Scriptures, and they want to be judged for their wicked, blasphemous understanding, coming up against the truth, being an enemy of the Most High power, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh's Holy Scriptures. So, judgment to the wicked and mercy to the remnant of Israel. And that's very soon to come. Just stay in the spirit in the name of Yahweh Shai. Pray for forgiveness daily. Repent. Pray for forgiveness daily in the name of Yahweh Shai. How you fast as well as you are capable, and have the faith in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Shai to hopefully be a part of that number of the elect. So with that being said, hope this video was edifying. The waters of the Chakodash Bashem. Yahweh Shai for another video. Until the next video, I say, Shalom.